obviously new games will be announced, but is there going to be something announced that's like, oh shit, like that's
a Judas type announcement,
a Judas type thing, or a sequel to an established franchise that we know.
Oh God,
Bioshock.
I think so. I think when you look again at the partners, the round one and the 55 of them and all this jazz, one of the notes I put down on mine, right? I'll read it so I'm not lying, right? Indies are going to steal the show. I think it's going to be the smaller games that come in and wow you. And I think a lot of those are going to be, as you look through this, people coming from obviously Day of the Devs, where there's always something cool, but Devolver being out there having a bunch of cool things. I Am 8-Bit Presents. There's a bunch of different labels out here. Even Netflix, right, who partners and has different things. Like, I feel like you're going to have a lot of these smaller games, Thunderful being there, that are like, okay, cool. Like, this is a dev team you knew from an indie thing they already did that you liked enough, but now they're making it, not the sequel to that, but the next thing, and it'll be that spiritual successor nature of it.
Oh, Barrett.
I'm putting money on the fucking table. Katana 1, full-on sequel, no longer DLC coming out. Or whatever they call the sequel.
Oh, my God.
It's been 5 years!
And I think it's going to be that kind of thing.
You got my jollies jittering right now,
This looks fucking amazing. You go, what is this? And then you see a logo, like, oh shit, it's the people who did X, Y, and Z. Let's fucking run with it and let's go with it.
Yeah. I think we will, especially with Jeff saying a new title for one of 2K's biggest and most beloved franchises. Like, I feel like that's probably going to be like something of consequence. I don't think it's just going to be.
To find something like is Mafia 4.
Yeah, we've had this
consequence
conversation though. We've talked about this of like, Mafia coming back all of a sudden, but we know, it's going to be Civ, right? That's the biggest downfall. It's like you get hyped and it's like, oh, I would love that, but then it's Civ. But like people will rejoice over that.
But here's my thing:
you're not at this table.
Here's my thing. I wonder about that because we already talked about it. Jeff Keighley is a student of the game. He knows how the internet acts. He knows what goes on. So many people I've seen before we went live talking about it. I think I've seen super chats about it, talking about Borderlands, right?
Yeah.
A beloved 2K franchise coming back. I've seen it, of course, about the one, the only Bioshock, right? We know they've been working on those. I think those fit the bill of saying a beloved more than Civ. I think Civ's great. No knock against Civ. I feel like you wouldn't say something that ambiguous knowing that the mainstream gamer who's paying attention to Jeff Keighley is going to jump to a Borderlands, a Mafia, like a bigger franchise than Civ, which is great and amazing, and I'm not taking shots at the Civ community. I'm just saying, like...
I'm right there with you.
I feel like...
I think it's Borderlands.
You think so?
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, we had Tiny Tina announced at a Keighley event. I feel like with the Borderlands movie and everything, like, just the way... They're going to want to release something around that if possible.
Yeah.
Is it too soon? I don't think so.
No, it's been a while, right?
Right? I mean, it's Borderlands 3, definitely, but... I mean, even since
2019 was 3, right? Yeah.
I think it all depends on what team was working on Tiny Tina. Like, I when we think about just the amount of time in between all of those projects, was Tiny Tina a smaller production? Was that just a portion of the main sort of 2K team there? Or was it, a larger part of Gearbox that was working on Tiny Tina? That way, if it wasn't a larger group of it, maybe they were kind of getting pre-pro started on Borderlands 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a bigger question for me.
This episode of Kinda Funny is brought to you by Punkle, the developers behind Vampire Survivors. Did you know that Vampire Survivors is out on just about everything? That's right, you can play it this very second on PC, Xbox, Switch, and mobile. And if that wasn't enough, it's coming to PlayStation this summer with a Platinum Trophy, and I just so happen to be stoked. Why? Because it's awesome! Vampire Survivors is a gothic horror casual game with roguelike elements where your choices can allow you to quickly snowball against the hundreds of monsters that get thrown at you. Mow down thousands of night creatures and survive until dawn. Pick your character, spend your gold on power-ups, and get to being the bullet hell in the game that features absolutely zero vampires. Punkle even just released the new DLC Operation Guns featuring the classic and timeless Konami IP, Contra. We've been talking about this game for years, so there's no reason not to support it now. It's as affordable as a cup of coffee. Get Vampire Survivors on your platform of choice this very second, and thank Punkle for sponsoring Kinda Funny.
Do we think we see Judas?
Yes.
Do we get a date?
No.
I get the vibe that is way further off. Like there was the previews that I think Jeff actually did with Ryan McCaffrey and then like the Friends Per Second crew, and they were talking about it as being like super early. And like it was in good enough shape where they're able to kind of speak to, oh yeah, this is what the gameplay loop is. This is exactly what they're going for. But it sounded like something that is still way early, like not far enough along to where they can like even call it a full preview. Like they just called it an early look at it. And so I don't think it's coming out soon, right? I'll put it at least maybe a couple years away.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you see it. I could see them dropping and doing something, and again, kind of peeling back what they showed, peeling back the curtain on what they showed to Lucy and all of them.
Did this trailer even give us a year?
No.
Okay.
Eat the cookie.
Gave me a boner, though.
Oh,
Jesus.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
I thought I noticed something.
Jumping off of that. Jumping off of that. Bioshock. Is it time for it to reveal itself?
I mean, yeah. I feel like I've been hearing about this game forever. Like, Cloud Chamber's working on this, blah, blah, blah. Like, who knows? They haven't done the official reveal on it, right? But, like, it comes up in earning reports and these things and these little statements. So, yeah, it's time. And again, I feel like that would fit the bill more for this in terms of the beloved franchise, more than Civ, which I think is also imminent. And I'm not going to be shocked if it's there. But, I mean, like, I don't know. I just don't think you're hyping a lot of people up for Civ, which is a big deal, but not the biggest deal.
Yeah. Bless.
It's not a Jeff Keighley deal.
It just feels weird to market Bioshock and Judas at the same time. Like both these are I always forget. Both these are 2K, right?
Yeah, it would take two.
Or Take-Two.
Yeah, however that works at the umbrella of Ghost Story games. Ghost Camp.
Cloud Chamber.
Ghost Story.
Ghost Story.
Ghost Story and Cloud Chamber. Yeah, it just feels weird. I know like at some point they're gonna have to reveal it. It's not like they're gonna sit on Bioshock for like however many years until they get Judas out and then start that way.
I would think though that Bioshock's got to be closer than Judas.
Oh, you think so?
I would think so. I think Ken is very ambitious. The game sounds very ambitious and very cool. But to your point, like the preview didn't make it sound like it was like really far along or like ready to go. It wasn't prime time.
But I also wouldn't feel like a Bioshock is ready to go. I know they've been working on it forever.
They've been working on it forever. That's
But,
my
like-
thing. Where I hope, especially for as much scrutiny as the next Bioshock will be under, my hope would be, here it is. Take a look, and it's coming out in 3, 4, 5 months, whatever it is. Like it's imminent.
Yeah. I think my thing is like, I think a lot of that time is probably being taken being like, but what is the next Bioshock even? When I hear them talk about Judas and how they're going for more of almost like a roguelite structure and the ideas that come with that, I'm like, okay, cool. That sounds like the next step for what a Bioshock type game is. But for Bioshock proper, then, is the idea that we're just going to do the same thing from Bioshock 1 to an Infinite, but in a new location? Are you going do those, I guess, marketing cycles interrupt each other, conflict with each other at all? Or like, are you taking your time to be like, hey, we're going to make something way different, or we're going to stick by the same script? I think that's what where a lot of that comes in terms of taking your time with it. Yeah, I don't know. I also don't know, like, I don't know if this is the right place either, right? Like, I feel like something as big as Bioshock, again, this Summer Game Fest being the thing where, hey, Jeff Keighley's talking about it as an 8 out of 10. It feels like he's tempering expectations. I don't think a Bioshock automatically skyrockets that up into like a 9 or 10 territory.
But does Bioshock still have that?
Yeah.
Does it have that clout?
I think it does for the way Jeff would be talking about the show.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's a spot on point for Bless. That I think that his hype levels would be a bit higher if we were going to see any sort of reveal of that. But I don't know if it comes out before Judas. That's where I'm like maybe a little pizza bet with Greg right here.
Put it on.
Yeah, let me get in that. I want a pizza too.
Who
Double
you
or
bet?
nothing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll buy you both pizzas. Wow, wait, so I'm the only one. I'm saying Bioshock before Judas. You guys are saying
I'm
Judas
saying-
before Bioshock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And no pizzas are exchanged till one of them actually comes out. I'm not falling
Fair.
for this where they say something, then it all changes. You know what I mean?
I see.
Good.
Chat, remind me. I'll forget all about this. I've been drinking Bloody Mary.
Mike, any
You
thoughts
actually
on Bioshock?
You got to blame
No, I just, thinking about Blessing and talking about marketing and all these games looking similar. We also have Clockwork Revolution, which my mind immediately goes to like all 3 of these games are going to look identical to me. And so, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, Bioshock would
Put your
give me
glasses on, then.
super pumped. Judas looks awesome. I'm all about this.
They all
I
got
can't
the
wait.
colors, the movement. I can't
They
tell
all
them
look
apart.
the exact same.